Now at 5:30, criminal captured. One of the Army's 15 most wanted fugitives was caught hiding out right here in South Florida, and his co-workers were shocked to hear the news of his arrest.
James Robert Jones is his real name, and he was serving a 23-year sentence for murder when he escaped from Leavenworth. Local 10 News reporter Todd Tongan is live with more on how this man stayed hidden for so long. Todd.
Well, Janine, James Jones has been hiding out here in South Florida for at least since 1981. That's when he obtained a fraudulent Florida driver's license under an alias. That later would turn out to capture him. Fast forward to today. U.S. Marshals used a facial recognition database. They plugged in his prison mugshot and got a hit on that 1981 Florida DL. Yesterday, they arrested him.
59-year-old James Jones has been living on the lam for 37 years under the alias Bruce Keith. Today, his neighbor of 15 years was awestruck at the news she was living next to a murderer.
I never in my wildest dreams believed. I still can't, you're telling me this, but it's not sinking in.
Jones was convicted of the murder of a fellow Army private at Fort Dix, New Jersey in 1974 and sentenced to 23 years here. The U.S. disciplinary barracks, the military's only maximum security prison, affectionately nicknamed the Castle. In 1977, he staged an escape investigators called very elaborate. He seemed to disappear into thin air. Until yesterday, when U.S. Marshals followed him from his home in Deerfield Beach to his work and arrested him. Today in bond court, his hands were shackled to his waist, and he never said a word. But according to U.S. Marshals, when he was taken into custody, he said, "I knew it would catch up to me one day." Bruce Keith worked here at Air Systems Enterprises. His neighbors often would see his van parked in the front driveway. The front office says that he's worked here for 5 years and that he was a good employee. In a statement, the company said, "We were extremely surprised to learn yesterday of his past and shocked to have experienced his arrest at our office." Neighbors say Jones and his wife Susan have lived on this quiet street for at least 15 years. He liked to go boating and walk his dogs.
I mean, all the neighbors liked him. He was just a good neighbor.
James Jones' days on the run are over. He is right now inside the Broward County Jail, but eventually he'll be turned over to U.S. military police and escorted back to Leavenworth to serve out his sentence. This is a fascinating story, and so we dug up some old articles from the 1970s. The first is from the Trenton Evening Times. It talks about the murder and conviction of James Jones. The other is from the Leavenworth Library. This talks about his escape. A lot of people wonder, how could he escape from Leavenworth? In this article, they don't even actually know how he escaped. They think he may have been smuggled out inside a laundry truck or a food cart. If you would like to read either of these articles in their entirety, I've posted them at local10.com. For now, we're live outside the Broward County Jail. Todd Tongan, Local 10 News.